Thanks for coming on time, everybody. Sorry I was a bit delayed. I had some computer issues. Let me rephrase that, some internet issues. But I finally logged on as my correct user, and you guys are all here too. So that's super great. And for anybody new to the call, welcome to the call. This is the best business you've ever seen. You can't compare it to anything else. And I'll explain, well, we all will explain about this business as we go along. And I've decided those people that were here on Friday are going to have their name in the list for today.
Are we double dipping again?
Are you telling me you don't want it?
Oh, no, absolutely not that. But if we're doing it, this is a reason why, for those of us that who come every now and then, you might want to, if you can, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just set an alarm on your phone, because sometimes we get two entries into the drawing just because we came the day before. That sounds like an incentive to be here as many of these calls to win Uncle Jan's free USDT that he gives to us that goes into your reserve wallet that helps you get more machines. That's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no financial advice.
All right, let's start off by looking at our illustrious mentor, Mr. Saylor, and he's going to talk to us about Bitcoin, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more. There are two problems that we have, and I'm going to explain them, okay? So just let me share my screen, and then we'll get going.
We're in the Bitcoin gold rush. It started in January of 2024, and it will run till about November of 2034. How many people know what happened in November of 2034? In November of 2034, 99% of all the Bitcoin will have been mined, and the last 1% comes out over the next 100 years. So for all practical purposes, the stock to flow ratio of Bitcoin is infinity in 2034. It becomes noise. At the beginning of the gold rush, no bank could custody Bitcoin, no institutional investor could buy Bitcoin, no Wall Street trading firm. When those spot ETFs were approved, that created a fire or an avalanche. The genie's out of the bottle. It doesn't matter who's elected president next. It doesn't matter who's the next head of the SEC. No politician's opinion, no banker opinion, no regulator opinion matters after that date. That kicked off the gold rush.
Yeah, Bitcoin is the money of the future. Actually, let me pull up that blip first. The future of money.
Imagine sending money to anyone, anywhere, instantly without a bank. This is Bitcoin, a revolutionary digital currency. Bitcoin isn't like traditional money. It exists as information on a global network. Decentralized, it resists control and censorship. Created in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin has grown into a global phenomenon. Its value has soared, making early adopters millionaires. Bitcoin represents a shift in how we think about money. It offers a future of decentralized, secure financial systems, empowering individuals with control over their money. Bitcoin's impact is growing with vast potential ahead.
Future of money, decentralization and beyond. Bitcoin represents a paradigm shift in the world of finance, offering a glimpse into a future where money is decentralized, transparent, and accessible to all. While it still faces challenges, its potential impact on the global financial system is undeniable. As more people and businesses adopt Bitcoin, its network effects grow stronger, making it increasingly resilient and valuable. Bitcoin's decentralized nature challenges the traditional role of banks and governments in controlling and regulating money. Its transparency and immutability offer a solution to corruption and fraud, while its borderless nature facilitates global commerce and empowers individuals in developing countries. While the future of Bitcoin remains uncertain, its potential to revolutionize the financial landscape is undeniable. As we move towards an increasingly digital world, Bitcoin and the underlying blockchain technology have the potential to transform not just finance, but a wide range of industries, from supply chain management to voting systems. The future of money is digital, decentralized, and driven by innovation, and Bitcoin is at the forefront of this revolution.
Okay, so why is that important? There's two problems that exist in your lives, and I'm going to talk to you about the problems, and I'm going to tell you how the solutions, okay? So part of the problem is the fact that we all have bills for the rest of our life. We have bills, okay? And the bills seem to keep going up. And I'll explain that in a second, why the bills seem to keep going up, even though we're, taking control of our bills. And the problem is that we need to have a way to make money when we're not present. Okay. So if you are working a job and you are sick that day, or you don't work that particular day, or you have a head injury or something happens and you can't work, well, your bills still exist. Okay. This is problem number one. Your bills will always exist. And so you need to have a way to create income for yourself that you don't have to be present to be there. Okay. And so there's a variety of ways to do that. And it's called passive income. And so when your passive income exceeds your expenses, you can breathe again. You're self-contained. You are able to function independently, and the bills are covered. Okay. So you want to have passive income so that you've got income coming in and your bills are covered. And here's problem number two. Okay. Problem number two is you go, well, why is it that 20 years ago, 100 years ago, let's call it 100 years ago, why is it that when I had funds that it seemed to go further? Yes, it seemed to go further. Why is that? Is because the dollar is going down in its ability to buy stuff. Okay. I'll give you an example. Back in the 80s, our mothers had to go get a first job. Back in the 80s, our dads had to go get a second job. Back in the 2000s, our mothers had to go get a second job. And so now we've got 4 income houses and we're still not able to keep up. Why? It's because the cost of living is going up because the ability to purchase is going down. Okay. And so this brings us to Bitcoin. And we've talked a little bit about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the best asset. It is its own asset class. Okay. And it is the best performing asset of the past 8 of the past 11 years. This asset is going up. Why is it that makes Bitcoin special? Okay. So let me pull you up a little bit, another video, and I'll explain a little bit what makes Bitcoin special. Okay. And why is it that we need to acquire Bitcoin? Why is it that we need to be using Bitcoin?
Scarcity and value. The 21 million limit. One of Bitcoin's key features is its limited supply. Unlike traditional currencies, which can be printed indefinitely, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. This scarcity is built into the Bitcoin protocol. As demand increases and supply remains capped, its value is likely to rise. This limited supply is often compared to gold, valued for its rarity and durability. Bitcoin's limited supply and mining process give it value. This scarcity differentiates Bitcoin from traditional fiat currencies, which can be subject to inflation. The 21 million limit ensures Bitcoin's long-term value. The last Bitcoin is expected to be mined by 2140, but scarcity will continue to play a significant role. This makes Bitcoin an attractive investment to hedge against inflation and diversify portfolios with an asset not controlled by any government.
Okay, so let's talk about scarcity and what that means. Okay, so what it means is that there's only a certain amount of Bitcoin that can ever be produced. Every 4 years, the amount that is created is reduced by half. Okay, and so this scarcity makes Bitcoin a very powerful commodity to trade with, and it increases the demand. And as the demand increases, the value goes up. Okay, so this makes Bitcoin a useful tool because it's a long-term store of wealth, not just 10 years from now, not just 100 years from now. Okay, it's a long-term store of wealth for 100 years from now, 200 years from now, stuff for when you're for your great grandkids. Okay, so let's look at a chart, for example, in the past 15 years, Bitcoin, if you look at sections of time, every 4 years, it reduces the amount that is able to be produced. And the quality, the quantity, the value of Bitcoin is going up. Yes, there are dips in time. That's okay. Those are times for when it's on sale. Okay. But overall, it goes up. So I'm going to now show a little bit about how Bitcoin is created and how we're involved in this process.
At the heart of Bitcoin lies the blockchain, a revolutionary technology that acts as a digital ledger for all Bitcoin transactions. Imagine a giant public book where every single Bitcoin transaction is recorded for everyone to see. This book is not kept in one place but is distributed across thousands of computers worldwide. This shared ledger is constantly updated and synchronized, ensuring that everyone has the same information about the state of the Bitcoin network. The blockchain is the backbone of Bitcoin, providing transparency and security. Every transaction made with Bitcoin is recorded on the blockchain, creating an immutable record that cannot be altered or deleted. This eliminates the need for intermediaries like banks, as the blockchain itself acts as a trusted third party. This decentralized and transparent nature makes Bitcoin incredibly secure. Each block in the chain is linked to the previous block using complex cryptography, making it virtually impossible to tamper with the transaction history. This means that you can trust the network to process your transactions securely and without the risk of fraud. The blockchain is a true innovation, not just in the world of finance, but in how we think about data storage, security, and trust.
There are three ways to acquire Bitcoin. Okay, one is the best way I'm going to talk about right now is right next is mining. The next is to buy a little bit every day. You convert your fiat currency that is worthless, that is going down in price, into something that's going up in price and something that's of value. Okay, so that's the second way, is by converting your fiat currency into Bitcoin, and the third way is to provide goods and services, and you get paid in Bitcoin. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how Bitcoin is made.
The Bitcoin network relies on a process called mining to verify and add new transactions to the blockchain. Think of miners as the record keepers of the Bitcoin network. They use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems, and the first miner to solve the problem gets to add the next block of transactions to the blockchain. This process is computationally intensive, requiring significant energy and resources, but it is essential for maintaining the security and integrity of the Bitcoin network. Miners play a crucial role in the Bitcoin ecosystem. They not only validate transactions, but also introduce new Bitcoins into circulation. As a reward for their efforts, miners receive newly created Bitcoins and transaction fees from the transactions they include in the block. This process is often referred to as proof of work, as miners must demonstrate their computational effort to earn the right to add blocks to the blockchain. The mining process ensures that no single entity can control the Bitcoin network. As more miners join the network, the difficulty of the mining process adjusts automatically, ensuring that the average time to mine a block remains constant. This makes it extremely difficult and expensive for any single entity to gain control of a majority of the network's computing power, a scenario known as a 51% attack.
So this brings me to the current, and I'll tie it all together, is why we are involved in this process. Is Bitcoin mining is electricity intensive. And like he explained, Bitcoins are created every day. Okay. Here, let me show you this, the bit feed, and I'll show you what we're talking about. Okay. So this is a graphical interface of the Bitcoins that are transferring from place A to place B. Okay. And so this movement of Bitcoin on the network is the miners have to take this movement and they have to log it in the blockchain, is what we just explained. And so the miner receives a reward by doing so. And that reward is paid to that reveals this block. And so a bit of new Bitcoin is created at the same time, and the commission is then paid out, and it's put into the mining pool. And then the miner can then withdraw that afterwards. And so that's what he's paid. There are jobs, only the first, like he said, only the first computer that resolves the question gets to get paid the commission. Anything else comes up as confirmation. Okay. And so those confirmations you don't get paid on. This is important for us. Okay. So we have a booster. And what this booster does is we are paid. What it does is it interfaces with the blockchain. Okay. And what it does is it becomes the brains of the operation, and so provides those valid jobs to the mining machines. And so this makes it more efficient because the mining machine, it just simply resolves that question. The next one resolves that question. The next one resolves that question. The next one resolves that question. And they all are each working simultaneously to resolve different mathematical computations. They're not working on the same one. And so the booster itself simply provides that information to each mining machine and that's how it makes it more efficient. And by being more efficient, it then produces more Bitcoin. Okay. And so we are sharing out the profits that are made as a result of this additional Bitcoin that is made because it's being more efficient. And we share out 60% of the Bitcoin back to the mining operation, which includes the miners and us who own boosters. And 35% goes to the marketing process, and 5% goes to the company. Now, the company needs to exist because they need to keep the lights on, they need to keep the electricity going, they need to keep the internet going, okay, and they need to pay their IT team, which is super great. They need to pay their accounting team, which is also super great. And so they need to pay all of these things that we don't have to worry about. All we do is simply buy a booster, and it is housed in the server room in Kuala Lumpur, and we don't have to worry about any of those things, electricity or internet or any of that sort of stuff. Okay. All we do is just buy a booster. Okay, so let me show you what happens when you buy a booster. You can go here. That's what I wanted. Okay, so a booster costs $1,000. One booster generates approximately between 3 Bitcoin is created every day. One booster generates between $3 and $10 a day. Okay, and that's really nice. If you want to have a bigger account, then you can have more boosters. So I know people, my goal currently is to get up to 50 boosters as quick as I can. And then my next goal will be get up to 100 boosters. Some people can start there. You can start wherever you're at. You figure out where your finances are and figure out how much, what you can do and why. And you are able to function. And if you only have to start at one share, that's okay. I did that too. That's where I started. I started with one share and it paid me, 30 cents a day. That's okay. I've now grown my account. I'm almost at 7 boosters now. Again, my goal is to get to 50 boosters. If you have, funds and you've got business that you've been going on that you've been doing, and you can put funds towards buying a booster, buying 1,000 boosters, go ahead. I know of one lady that she bought 1,000 boosters, and a couple of weeks later she bought another 1,000, and I think she has like 3,500 boosters on her system, and she's what I'm describing is true passive income. Hey, Wendell, would you like to pull up and share with me the and compare like regular business compared to buying boosters, or buying real estate compared to buying boosters? Would you like to do that?
I would ask, but I already know which side you want. So I'll be the one that refuses to change. I know that what I do works. It's the best thing ever. It's old, it's slow, but I'm going to do what I know because I know what I'm doing. Meanwhile, you're going to play the new way of planting seeds and growing wealth financially and all that, while I stick to the old methods, which again, we can always come back to the old methods, but I'm going to play the part of the guy that I'm just not going to move on and keep up. I'm just going to stay where I'm at. Let's see how this works out. The guy moving on is Walter, keeping up with what's happening, using the tools around him. I'm still going to be using a screwdriver instead of a drill. So here we go. Real estate, old way of doing it: buy property, buy apartments, buy houses, buy multi-level, buy investments, flip them and all that stuff. Walter's going to get the BitHarvest Bit Booster. I'm going to take $100,000 and get one property. Walter, what are you doing with your 100,000? That's apples to apples, same amount. What are you going to do?
Same amount. I'm just going to buy boosters and then sit back and let them work for me, making Bitcoin.
So a booster is $1,000. Of course, some fees to do that. You're going to get 100 of those, and you can get shared boosters, which means a part of it starting as low as $100 at a time in increments on up. Just to be clear, you get as many boosters, as well. But you're going to get 100 boosters. I'm going to get one property. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Something goes wrong with the property. You're probably going to have to fix it up. You want to sell it, get it rented out, you're probably going to have to advertise it. Notice I started at 100,000, but that bill is getting higher. It's going to be weeks, months, maybe even years before you can make a sale or pick up a tenant. If you're renting it, you finally get a tenant. Now you've got to deal with that can happen. Not always a bad experience, not always a great experience. Now, in all this working and all this extra spending and all this time I'm doing over here the old way, Walter, what have you been doing while I've been over here doing all this?
Sit back, doing nothing, let my boosters work for me.
So, and I'm going to get paid in dollars, hopefully, if I can ever get this thing done.
Yeah,
What are you getting paid in?
I'm getting paid in Bitcoin.
Oh, so you're getting paid in the new currency and using the old currency to get it. That's pretty smart. But I'm going to wait and get paid in the old currency, the one that never goes up, doesn't hold value, only goes down. I'm going to wait around and get paid in that. And here we go. So finally, after it's been sold or rented out, let's say it's rented, my $100,000 is going to make me about $500 a month. 500. Now that could be lower, higher. These are estimates. Higher or lower, 300, 800, doesn't matter, roundabout. Walter, what are you making per month estimated?
Per month, I'm making an estimated $12,000 a month.
Okay, so you're making a little bit more. No, you're making a whole lot more than I am. Okay, let's see what my yearly could be estimated. About $6,000 on 100,000. Could be less, could be more. What you got going on for the year?
My yearly is 145,000.
So you're estimated to make about 144,000. Wait a minute. Are you getting paid in dollars or are you still getting paid in Bitcoin?
I'm getting paid in Bitcoin, man. The best money in the world.
Huh. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Now, you didn't tell anybody. You just got these boosters. You did no work. They turned on about 48 hours later. About 48 hours after you buy the booster, they turn on and they just keep printing you Bitcoin.
Yep.
What happens if you decide, because it says it on the screen, it's optional. You do not have to share this with anybody. I don't know why you wouldn't, but you don't have to. Not a financial advisor. What happens if you share this with others and they get machines?
Wow. I make additional income that is on, in addition to the amount of Bitcoin I'm making, I get to make some more.
That's crazy. Okay. Business owners. Here we go. Old school. Open a business. Doesn't matter which one, the coffee shop, the franchise, the car wash, the name, whatever it is. Compared to the bit boosters. Old seed versus new. I still ain't got the belief in this, so I'm going to go ahead and open up a business now after the real estate thing we just saw, which you can always go back and get real estate. You can always open up a business. But let's see what happens comparing these two. I got a plan for it. I got to go to the bank. I got to try to get a loan. Hope I can get what I want. I got to get employees. I got to get inventory. I got to keep track of it. Got to do this. Got it. I'm going to take 50 grand and do that. We're not saying don't open businesses, don't get real estate. We're just saying, look at the comparison with the new that you can always come back and do the old later. Just our opinion, not financial advice. Walter, what are you doing with your 50K?
I'm going to buy some boosters that'll make me Bitcoin every day.
Okay, I'm going to stick with the old plan and get paid in the guaranteed to go to zero, just like every other currency in the history of man. Never holds its value, only goes down. Yeah, I'm going to wait to get paid in that. But before I do, here we go. Now I got monthly fees. What are you doing with your boosters? While I got more bills coming in already.
Well, I'm making about $200 a day in Bitcoin.
You're making it in Bitcoin. I'm over here trying to get dollars. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? I started making $2,000 a month. 1,000 goes to cost. The other 1,000 is profit estimated. My monthly is about $1,000 a month. What you doing over there?
My estimation is about $6,000 a month.
Yeah, I'm not a math genius or anything, but I can count. I think 6,000 is a little bit more than 1,000.
Just a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, like 6 times. Literally 6 times. All right. Then let's see what my yearly comes in at. About 12 grand. Rough estimate, first year in business. That could happen, could be more, could be less. What are you estimating in your machines?
I'm making $72,000 a year approximately, and in Bitcoin.
I hope everybody's hearing this. It's not dollars, it's Bitcoin. And when we're done with the presentation, I got a couple of things I want to touch on to prove this point about why Bitcoin. Again, we're not financial advisors. We're just showing you what we're doing. And if you share this, because the funds you just talked about, that happening has nothing to do with if you shared it with anybody. Matter of fact, you didn't tell anybody anything. You just did what you did. What happens if you share it again?
That is pure gravy, man. I get to make some additional Bitcoin.
Jeez. Okay. Retirement plan. Pick whichever one you want. Stocks, shopping, the markets, the finance, whatever. Pick whatever one. IRAs, Roth, what's those things? Bonds. You can name the plethora of different ways to set a retirement. All old versus the new. I'm picking on a 401k, and we're going to compare that. Now, this is all hypothetical. BitHarvest has only been in business since March. It's absolutely changing people's lives for the better, my opinion. Plus, I can factually say that. You'll see that here later. It's Monday. And also, Walter's going to go ahead and get, you guessed it, Bit Boosters. Yeah. Now, this scenario is going to be if we decide every year, I'm going to take $10,000 and deposit it into my retirement plans. And I hope to get about 10% estimated. I would love to get 10% a year. Can't tell me nothing. Double digits. Woohoo! That's what everybody runs around. They get all excited about 10%. Walter, what's your plan?
My plan is I'm going to get my boosters working for me, and they'll make me $10,000 will make me about 80% a year.
So I'm estimating 10%, hoping, fingers crossed, eyes crossed. You over here estimating 80%,
on the low end.
Okay, we already know how this is going to turn out, even if this is your first time seeing these slides. If I broke that down monthly, it's about $83 a month estimated in dollars, mind you. What about you?
I'm making about $667 in Bitcoin monthly, approximately.
Jeez. What about your, oops, there we go. What about your yearly? I'm going to be around $1,000. 10% of 10,000 is $1,000. So that's what I'm looking at estimated in dollars. What are you looking at?
Well, I'm making about $8,000 a year in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Nice.
10 years from now, look at that. I made 10 grand. Rough estimate. If the 10% held up every year, I made 10 grand back. What did you do?
Well, I've made about $80,000. It's nice.
So like 8 times what I did.
Yep.
Now, the reason why we say this is hypothetical, these the Bit Boosters, they pay themselves off. Hear me clearly. In months, not years, months. Again, we're not financial advisors, but we already can see the numbers and all that stuff. It's all estimates, but it's not years. No one that's in this company since March is looking to have the Bit Boosters pay themselves off sometime in past 12 months. Like literally, it's an estimated. It could be 5 months, it could be 8 months, it could be 10 months, it could be 2 months or 3 months, based on what you're doing. So if you sharing this again, what happens, Walter?
Well, if I'm sharing it, wow, that is gravy on top of the potatoes, bud.
So that just means it happens faster. So based on how many mathematical computations that the Bit Booster is producing for the mining farms that BitHarvest is partnered with, let's start cleaning up that language. We're not partnered with. Every time we say we mean BitHarvest, so we're going to start saying BitHarvest is partnered with. BitHarvest produces BitHarvest. It's not us. Yeah. I know that can be a thing. I've been in this industry for 30 years. I know that can turn into a thing. And I'm listening. I can hear us keep saying we and my. That's not what's happening here. BitHarvest produces the Bit Booster. They connect them to the servers and BitHarvest's home office that does the mining, what helps the miners' machines perform better to 100 to 300% average efficiency. We only own the booster and get paid from the booster. We do no mining, no arbitrage. We're not partnered with them. We're not partnered with anybody. That's BitHarvest partnered with them. We buy their product. We get paid. Hope we made that clear.
So let's talk a little bit about the company. Important information. The most important one is we have our MSB license. And I need you to understand what an MSB license is, okay? Most people don't, and I had to look it up too, because I didn't know either, because I wasn't in the banking industry before. But anybody in the banking industry, they'll know what we're talking about. So MSB stands for Money Services Business. Now, we want to be a legal company wherever we do business, and being legal in the United States is pretty important. And so, because we got a lot of customers in the States, this is a really cool business because you can be anywhere in the world and do business. You just simply create an account, you log in to your account, you buy your boosters, how many you want, and away you go. And when you want to withdraw your funds that you earn, away you go. It's not a problem. So MSB stands for Money Services Business, and it's issued to us from the agency called FinCEN. FinCEN stands for Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, Department of Treasury. Okay, so they're the watchdog of money services businesses. They're the watchdog when there's, money. When I say money for services business, is any company that is online that has to deal with money, they need to have this license because they need to be legal. And so what this does is does a little bit of financial acumen to prove that we're not running a Ponzi scheme, or we're not money laundering, anything like that. Because that's really what they're concerned about, is they don't want a situation where people are putting money in at the bottom and people are taking money out at the top. This is the exact reason why MSB license exists, is so that they can prove that isn't happening. And so that's where we got our license from, was the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. And here's our license number, by the way. It's 31000260594. Do a bleep of the QR code here on the screen, and go put in the license number and go have a look to prove that we're not running a Ponzi scheme, or we're not money laundering, anything like that. Because that's really what they're concerned about, is they don't want a situation where people are putting money in at the bottom and people are taking money out at the top. This is the exact reason why MSB license exists, is so that they can prove that isn't happening. Okay, so they got this license back in April. They applied for it. Okay, and as a result, by the way, as a result of getting this license, they are now in the process of getting a Visa debit card.
Man, it's still fun back online. I just saw these videos. I think the BitHarvest debit card works.
各位币狗的社区家人们，大家好。这是什么？这是洋酒。那今天来跟 CEO 一起来购物，但可是我没有台币，只有马币。那怎么办呢？不用担心，我有什么BitHarvest 的 Visa 卡。只要你有这一张卡，一卡通去到哪里都可以。来。你会入境24小时？他们应该都会有。有，都会有。前期啊，但是回来24小时有。一样可以办。前期啊。这是动感。然后选一下币别，你要刷台币。台币比较好刷。没有。可以了吗？
收据3年3000块哦。
好，谢谢。
谢谢你的酒，祝你旅途愉快，拜拜。
好，谢谢各位家人们。只要你有一张卡在手，哪里都可以消费，而且是通过我们 BitHarvest 得到的收益。你不用特地去变现来消费，你只要把它充值在这一张卡，无论只是买洋酒，你是买香水，你是在哪里都好，都提升你的生活的素质。所以各位家人们，现在我们可以申请我们 BitHarvest 的 Visa 卡。
Let's see what happens when our CEO of BitHarvest uses his Visa debit card.
Hi, my BitHarvest family. Me and Ronnie are shopping right now, and I look at this perfume that smells good. Hey, guess what payment will I be using?
直飞新加坡不转机的那这样是折完是这样子免税价之后是3910，帮您刷卡。
Introducing the BitHarvest Visa card.
Is projected for September 2026. They're in the process of also going through the massive amount of financial acumen that they have to do with regards to be listed on NASDAQ. Now, holy crap, this is a massive adventure. To be able to list on NASDAQ, you've got to really prove they go through your books. They go through and make sure where money's coming from, what's going on, where it's going to. Okay. And so we are not doing trading. We're not buying and selling of securities. What the company is doing is it has a contract with 2 mining farms. One is in Texas and one is in Ethiopia, and there's a data center in Cambodia. Okay, so these mining farms, they are also licensed with their respective governments. And again, this is what we're looking for, is for good partners that we can partner with, and that partnership exists. And as described previously, the mining machines do their job, the boosters increase the proficiency, and we as booster owners receive a remuneration from that as a result. Okay, let me show you the boosters in the server room, just so you can kind of have a frame of reference. The way we got involved in this company, my friend was in Kuala Lumpur. He's having lunch in his hotel in Kuala Lumpur, and he has a couple of friends walk in and they go, hey, come with us. We want you to have a meeting with us. And they basically walk across the street, and he walks into the head offices at BitHarvest. Now, you can go visit BitHarvest anytime you want. You know, everybody knows of San Google. Simply type in, you get the address and go have a visit. It's okay. Please do. They want people to come. Okay. And so what she's going to do is you have to have special permission to get into the server room, by the way. So if you set an appointment, then yeah, you can have an appointment to go into the server room. You can't go in without special appointment. So she's going to talk about how to, you know, everything in here that I'm talking about. I just want to show you just a couple of things. So this is the rack of where the boosters are. This, as an IT perspective, I love this because I don't have to have boosters. I don't have to worry about the USB connections. I don't have to worry about the internet. That's all taken care of by the parent company in their server room. Okay. They have, in fact, this is one server room, and they've got 2 warehouses where they also hold boosters, because we've got 10,000 boosters that have been sold so far on Jan's team alone. Okay. So, and by the way, there's a limit of how many boosters can be sold. That's 500,000. Let me speed up the chart here so you can see what's going on. This here, these interactions, the white, yellow, right, red, and blue. These are every interactions that the boosters are interacting with the mining farms. Okay, that's what that is. And so every transaction that occurs is being posted there. Also, what happens here, this is line number 17. It shows that it's live and it's active right now. Okay, so the booster is also interacting with our devices. Okay, with the application. So right now, what she's going to do is she's going to pull out the device. Now, everyone has its own IMEI number. Basically, it's a MAC address. Okay, it's because you need to be able to tell where it is on the network. And so she's going to pull that out, and in real time, we will look on his application, and we'll see that come out as well. So just let me fast forward just a little bit, because there we go. Okay, so oops, a little bit further. There we go. So this is right here. That's his IMEI right there that he has for his device, and she in her hand has the device right here as well. Okay, and that's the number there. I looked, it's the same number. And so this in real time pulls it out, stops working, and then when she puts it back in, of course, it'll start working again, and the transactions will continue. And so you don't want to do that often. In this example, he's doing it so we can see. And in here, there was the transaction that said, I don't know if you saw that MAC address was disconnected from the network. Okay, now she's going to put it back in, and then on his device, line number 17, frame up live and active here as well. Okay, so this is kind of cool stuff, because because the business is it's self-running. All I did was bought some boosters, and they're working for me. And every day I take a little bit and I buy some more, and I buy another shared, and I take a teeny weeny bit out. And so I just keep on doing that process of buying some more and taking a little bit out. And this has grown my account. I started with one shared, 0.1 boosters, and then and I now have 6.5, like I said. Okay. Now this is an important part as well, is only the mining operation, only miners that contribute to the hash to create the transaction are able to that money that they are earning is deposited into the VPN mining pool. Okay. And the only way anybody can take money back out is by being connected to that mining operation that put it there. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to fast forward this just a little bit, and she's going to explain to us how to transact on the network, how to find your transaction, that when you make a withdrawal of Bitcoin, that it is tracked on the blockchain. And we already talked about blockchain just a moment ago. So this is really cool stuff. You can't lie about the blockchain. She's just explaining how to withdraw, which is important. Please do make your withdrawals periodically. Okay.
Click on the TX ID, which is transaction ID. Verify the date. It was received on March 14th, 2024 at 17 hours 27 minutes and 55 seconds. Note the block height as 834644. Then, scroll down to see that our address, BC1P30, received 0.001 BTC. Next, click on the sender address, 3MPFY, which is the BitHarvest cold wallet. Scroll down again to identify the source of the BTC input. Click on the sender address, BC1QKG, which is also a BitHarvest cold wallet, having sent 0.499 BTC. Continue scrolling down, then click on the sender address, BC1Q4LM, which sent 0.5 BTC. This is identified as the mining pool wallet. By scrolling further, you can verify the input is from BioBTC, the mining pool company. That's it. You have learned how to successfully verify that your BTC income is the output from BioBTC, the mining pool company.
It is really important is to know to withdraw your money, and then you can verify on the blockchain that's where it came from. Okay. Again, the only way you can pull money out of the mining operation is by being connected to a miner. So there's a couple of ways we can make money here. The majority of the way is by making passive Bitcoin that comes into your wallet from the machines that you buy. Okay, that's it. And whatever amount that you want to make, that's how many machines you need. Okay, that's method number one of making money. Method number two is there's three types of some people that are interested in this business. One, you can be a customer, and everybody's a customer. Two, you may talk to a couple of people. Like you may be like me, where you only talk to a couple of people, and they really like it, and then they talk to a couple of people, and they really like it, and they talk to a couple of people, and they really like it. That's okay. Okay, so it's the second type of way is you're just a regular person, just like me and you. Okay, we're just regular people, and we only talk to a few people. But every time one of my customers buys a booster, I get paid in USD for that. One time it's a referral commission. Okay, and so that gets paid into my USD, into my commission wallet, and a little bit of it gets put in the register wallet. Now, as my business grows, as my friends talk to people, as I talk to people, well, that brings in the third type of person. The third type of person is someone that really likes to network with people, really likes to, and they're really good at it, which I'm not, but they are, and they have lots of people to come in. And so that provides a passive income from Bitcoin in your Bitcoin wallet from your network, and it provides a little bit in the registry wallet as well. Okay, so let's talk about the wallets. And the third way you can make money is we have a token. Okay, the token is going to be converted into a coin in the future, and it's also going to be converted into its own blockchain. Now, people that like token economics, brief little thing about that is this coin is because it's internal. It's a regulated price. It kind of goes up and down. When I started, it started 11 cents, and it's now up to 30 cents. I've seen it go up to 50 cents, but it's around there. Okay. And which means is you can buy and sell it right now on the website, and you can make money off that way. And in the future, when it gets traded with Binance and stuff like that, is any Bitcoin that you have, it can be, you can sell it there if you want to as well, if you want to. And by the way, when we're done selling our 500,000 boosters, your boosters will start to produce BTH as well. So you now have another source of income. So here's the wallets. From the only way you can deposit is into the USDT wallet. From you can withdraw. You receive internal earnings into the Bitcoin wallet, into the commission wallet, and into the registry wallet. You can withdraw from the USDT wallet or the Bitcoin wallet or the commission wallet. And you can swap your USDT into the purchase wallet, or you can swap your Bitcoin into USDT. Okay. You can transfer internally any one of the wallets except for the Bitcoin wallet, but you can transfer. Now, this is a useful tool for people if you have to, maybe your friend sent $1,005 of USDT, but maybe only 998 arrived. That happened to me once. I just sent them a couple bucks using the internal transfer. Okay. And you can purchase a booster using any one of these three wallets, the purchase wallet, the commission wallet, or the registry wallet. Okay. And you can spot trade between BTH and USDT. So that's a brief overview of the business. Go talk to the individual that gave you this video. They care about you. They want you to have a good experience, just like they're having a good experience. Go talk to them. Go create your ID and get your account going. I would encourage you also to buy a booster. Look at your situation and determine what you can do and take action. If you don't take action, you're actually really losing money every day, because the power of the money that you're in, the currency that you have, is going down. And so every day you are losing the ability to buy stuff. Okay. You're losing the ability to pay for stuff. Go take action. Because if you take action, you now have a way to make money. You now have a way to circumvent the lowering price of the dollar, and you now have an ability to make money. You now have an ability to get out of the rat race. Your friend cares about you. That's why he gave you this video. Go talk to him. Have a good experience, just like the rest of us. Make some withdrawals and have a good experience. Have a great day. Talk to you in a bit.